comply with the building regulations recommendations to have sprinklers fitted. That's the way to protect schools. That's the best way to do it. So what you could be doing, I hope you are, is actually making sure that through your good offices and those of your union, that you are pressing for every school that's developed in this borough to have a sprinkler system. That will protect schools much better than having a fire station on the corner of every road. Just to come to Silver's point, London Fire Brigade tries to play its part in relation to antisocial behaviour. We've got teams of officers that volunteer.
There you go.
Very well, thank you. We have teams of officers that work with local authorities, with charities, with the police and others to try to reduce antisocial behaviour. But in terms of the point you were making about the way people that demonstrate antisocial behaviour placed to housing, London
I'm not bothered. I'm a local person here, mate. 40 town Hamlets, Bolton town Hamlets, did 15 years in the London Fire Brigade. You were behind me, mate. Remember?
No.
Charles Martin Wall. You used to stand, you used to stand. Right, if you like, mate. Stevie Maynard died, 1980. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I carried bloody box from Mill, F23. Right. 2 weeks behind my old mum's funeral. You're a disgrace. This is a washout. Most London firemen get killed in town Hamlets, right? My name's Dominic from F23 Millwall, X, right? F27 Bull, 5 years. You would take the piss out of us in town Hamlets. I spent the last 5 years at Shoreditch. I got out before I died. My brother-in-law was Green Cup at Louisville, right? He spent 20 years in the London Fire Brigade. He died because of the London Fire Brigade. You can get up your Peck bloke over there, you rat. I mean, enough of you, you talk shit, right? You want me to go, down to you.
So, people are putting their hands up to ask questions.
Right, no,
I respect your opinion, but
no,
people that have asked...
No, I'm coming here as a local person.
As have everyone
No,
else.
I am talking, turn around to kill more London firemen than anyone else. You are a disgrace.
Okay, I'd like to go to Russian Hour Abbey.
I live down the Morning Road. And enough of your rubbish. You cut the London Fire Brigade, you cut London. We are now increasing.
So please give other people a chance to speak.
No, talk to local people, local firemen.
We asked them, they're in the audience.
Right. The audience is, we get killed in London. We get killed. Not these people, we get killed.
So this lady here would like to make a point as well.
No, I'm coming here late because I'm angry. Right, listen to people. You, my old friend, should be retired like I am. You've got all the old fruit and vegan, as my old man would say, right? You can smile, but you've got the smile of the sassy. Right?
Thank you.
Okay.
Then you may
If you
speak
don't
up,
mind,
mate.
sir, would you
You may
mind
carry on.
Thank
Then
you.
what?
Thank you very much.
Sort of button.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And first of all, I just want to echo what Sybil and others have said about our fire servicemen. We really appreciate what they do, and we have no quarrel with the Commissioner and the fire service personnel. My questions are really for James. The first one is about the prevention work. Everyone's seen the work and achievements that have been made, and we recognise that that is a crucial way of reducing incidents. So can you, you've mentioned that you're going to continue that work. Can you explain exactly what the budget is going to be for that? And when you are reducing 520 frontline fire service men and women, how they are expected to put out fires and do the prevention? Because as you've heard, particularly from older residents, but also those with children, this is a really important part of the work, given all the socioeconomic points that have been made and about the number of tower blocks that my colleague Mark Francis and others have mentioned. So we would really appreciate some clear answers on that, because as you've heard, there are a lot of concerns about this. My second point is to do with the consultation itself. The London Fire Authority opposed these cuts. My party has opposed these cuts, as have other parties. I led a group of over 30 MPs across London and contacted the mayor, went to the mayor's office and asked for him to think again. And as a result, and what we got is Stonewall. What I want to know is what exactly
You
the
know what,
process...
a lot of crap as usual. That's your mission.
That's not you saying Waymo, is it?
I'm an individual.
That's not you saying Waymo. You just said you said
I
Waymo,
don't
yeah?
give a monkey.
That's a lady speaking.
No,
That's a lady speaking. You're not a gentleman.
I'm talking about London Fireman.
So,
London
hold on.
Fireman, you shut up.
Behave yourself.
No, I won't, you
Right, that's enough, both of you. That's enough.
No,
Enough,
I won't.
please, gentlemen, please. I will have my say. Please,
Carry on.
with respect, please. let me
Carry on,
finish.
I'll give you
Thank you.
Carry on.
Thank you very much. Please be civil. Everyone else is being civil. We expect
Yeah,
that
but
from
when people are
everyone.
dying,
That's
darling.
enough. No, but that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So
fireman,
please, bear with
fireman,
us.
fireman, that's all about it. Lines led by bloody donkey, yeah, you lot.
Right.
First
Okay,
World
so
War,
my-
line,
Please, will you let the lady finish?
No, I will line will finish first, then you can catch your block and then kick it over it, right?
Please, sir, you can let the lady finish.
No, I said
You
you
said
catch
Wayne,
your
let the
block,
lady
the
finish.
lady will talk, right?
So just to finish up for James, there is real concern about this consultation and what it's going to amount to. So can you say a bit about what you think the mayor will take into consideration? Because people across London are engaging with the consultation, taking their time to talk to you and others. And the final question is about the council tax, 1 pence council tax. Could you please think about giving people having a consultation about whether they'd rather have the 1p council tax or their fire services and the other services? Because that would be a very genuine offer, and that would be a way for Londoners to genuinely engage with the London mayor and politicians, and that would restore some confidence in all of the political process, that they have a real choice. Otherwise, there's a real danger that this whole process of consultation would be a sham, because nobody's been listened to so far.
Yeah.
Sorry to come back in a second time, but I asked a question about actual response times. You said you didn't have the data. I was pretty surprised you said you didn't have the data. Having looked them up on an iPhone, I now understand why you didn't have the data. In Bow West, the current response time is 4 minutes 41. It will go up to 6 minutes 36, 1 minute 55 extra, a 30% increase. In Bow East, where the fire station is located, that will be closed under you, Mr. Cleverly, it will go from 4 minutes and 9 seconds to 7 minutes and 20 seconds. 3 minutes, 10-second increase, not, with all due respect, Commander, an average 23 seconds. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. When you're talking about a fire crew getting to the bottom of a 20-storey building after 7 minutes, and then having to climb 20 stories, that is the difference between life and death, and this consultation...
Answer it.
Thank you. I'm Councillor Yakabali. I sit on the London Fire Emergency Planning Authority, and unfortunately I've got to read this statement before I say anything. So the corporate view of the authority is that while it has recorded its opposition to station closures, appliances and staff reduction, it is consulting fairly on the draft LFB 5 proposal, which are subject to the Mayor of London's direction, will take into account responses to the consultation before making a final decision. And certainly my personal view is that we shouldn't be closing these fire stations at all. That includes the 12 fire stations and 18 fire engines and 520 firefighters posts. And really, want to put on record the amount of work that the firefighters do, wonderful work that they do, and certainly, by losing some of these 520 posts, that will create havoc itself and all. And certainly closure of Bow Station won't help on that basis. And losing another fire engine from Whitechapel will certainly want, and coming back onto some of those average times, it certainly will go up. And not only that, but it will affect, there will be a ripple effect from the neighbouring boroughs and all, because Newham, if you look at it, Hackney, they're going to lose it and all. And certainly that will affect, and while the population is really going up here in Cllr Hamlets and all, and while there is declaration, nothing is being taken into account. It's really pity that the mayor has refused to come and speak to these residents out there, coming out to these meetings. It's pity that it's put the commissioner on the spot here, which is not the commissioner's fault. It should be the mayor that is coming up to these and making sure that he listens to them. And I just wanted to sort of pick up the point about that the chairman of the Cllr made about some of these issues, and certainly my colleagues already made about the penny a day cut and talk about 9 million, but there was other table amendments, and this was the first time that, especially at the GLA, that there was a technical amendment to it to make sure that the budget does come to the right figure on that basis. And certainly if the mayor wanted to take that, then they would have. Not only that, but on certainly the Labour government, the London Fire Authority twice tabled successful amendments to stop the cuts going forward. And then what happened? The mayor's used his power again and trying to railroad this, and I hope that the mayor would listen to these consultations that are certainly taking place, because at the end of the day, this will be detrimental to the safety of our residents and their property. It will be put at risk these planes if they go ahead, and it's really important that they don't. But on top of that, there was, the GLA already, Boris has taken away £50 million from the reserves of London Fire Brigade and all. It's all right taking away, but then if there is a balanced budget, and when we are talking about balanced budget, then it could have given some of that money back and sort of balanced it on that basis. But it's really pity that Boris is not here to answer these questions, and I hope these questions are put, because they don't play with the safety of Londoners. It's really important that they do a wonderful job, and certainly with the community outreach work, that will certainly affect with 520 losses overall in London, because there are certain times that are spent on community outreach work, and that's why there are less fires. And what happens when all of that reduction, there will be more fires, and there will be more, there'll be less people going out to the examples of what the ladies had mentioned about, people coming and doing the fire safety checks and all that.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor. Okay, if I could start with the Commissioner then, for Rashanara's question about these reductions possibly would lead to a reduction in community safety work.
I think there's two parts to the answer on that. I think first of all is that there's two types of community safety work that we do. And one is called Victory Fire Safety, which is
I'm
what we do.
by the way. I'm going home before any more firemen get killed, before anybody in South Hampton gets killed because of you this, all four of them. All right, no, that was it. No, go away. I don't want to be told by a bloody fire. I'm an operator. Right, I will go where I want to go, right? You, I'll do all of it. You, picky you, and you is scum. Right? One day you're going to need a fireman, mate. Yeah, if you can look me straight in the eye. How many months were you behind me? 79?
I don't remember it, to be honest.
No, 79 you were, wasn't it? Yeah. Thank you. What they said, use the best. You're even worse than Clark. You know what I'm talking about. See you later, guys. See you later, everybody. See you later, Bernadette. Bernadette? Yeah. Yeah. morning, John. Eight doors away. Yeah, the old one, the old fireman. Lucky to get away before I got killed by a last
Oh, what's he got?
Two types. In terms of the work we do around making sure that buildings are safe, we've got fire acceptance, there's no proposal for any change in the staff that carry that work out and they're separate to fire stations. In terms of the community safety work that firefighters do, such as the lady in front actually spoke about earlier on, obviously there would be less firefighters to carry out that work, but I'm very confident that actually we will just use the people that we've got to actually carry out work on a wider basis. So stations grounds that are currently, say Borough as an example, that ground will then become part of the ground station surrounding it and do the job of those firefighters that carry on doing those risk assessments, and also we will use people from wider afield